right? I remember in the beginning, people thought if they could just convince me that I was a good preacher, that would be salvation for me. It never was. That never did nothing for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it never did a thing for me. It never did a thing towards removing the hurt I felt at that, too loud, too intense. A million people could tell me they loved it. It didn't do anything. Right? And it won't work. Even should you manipulate everyone into the place where they're doing what you say is needed for you to have the life you say you should have, when you get in that place, you'll find you still feel the same way. You'll find it didn't do the trick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You'll find the thing is still off kilter.
And you're going to work real hard in the process getting you
Right. Now, does everybody understand the fine line there? Because that's not to say that there can't be a dynamic in a relationship where death is manifested and not life. Mm-hmm. And we can acknowledge that what manifested there wasn't born from life without having our feelings hurt by the people.
Sure.
Right? And if we have close intimacy with the people that this happened, that allows for non-judgmental and accusative conversations.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You can talk about certain things.
Right.
You can do that.
Without self-justification in the middle of it.
Right.
Because the moment you come with an accusative voice, you're putting the person, you're drawing them into a conversation about the death that happened from the foundation of self-justification. And then you're not going to get anywhere. Because then the person's ears will start getting clogged up like you stick cotton in their ears. They won't hear exactly what's being said. They'll only hear their identity and themselves being under attack instead of just hearing this wasn't life, right? That's not life that manifested here, right? And then they can just look on it that way. Mm. Do you see what you give a person an opportunity to hear what you're saying, right? And for them to acknowledge, you know what? That wasn't life. That wasn't life that manifested there. You're right. And then they see it for themselves. And it allows for a conversation based on innocence, right?
Yeah.
Based on innocence to occur. And that is so good for relationships. Because then we're not offended by one another. And should death have manifested, we could talk to each other about it without feeling like this. That's what it means to talk about it in meekness, right? You're not pointing at one another now. Now you're just talking about, man, life didn't manifest. They see it that way. Mm-hmm. I'm using this language so we know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Does everybody see that dynamic? Mm-hmm.